tell them. The North remembers. What a perfect GOT TNF game. Who takes the lead role as the heir to the throne in the North? The Packers, very used to the view from the top.
Love on third down to the end zone. What a catch! Touchdown!
Or the Lions, seeking to live up to the idea that they are the kings of the jungle.
Goff keeps it this time and rumbles in for the touchdown.
Let's start with Jordan Love versus Aiden Hutchinson. So we're talking Green Bay's tackles as well. Hutch, an ambidextrous pass rusher, and we're talking about the idea that Aiden, his dance moves, and his fellow pass rushers could significantly alter the outcome of this game.
Hit as he throws, ball's loose on the ground. It is free and the Lions have got it. Aiden Hutchinson comes out of there with it.
What a talent Aiden Hutchinson is.
Hutchinson 2 sacks last week. Detroit a 6+1. That's a lot of sacks, Walter. Pressure rate over 35 for the year now.
Back-to-back sacks. The pass rush the Lions have been looking for shows up here in week 3. Barnes the sack.
Against Green Bay's O-line, Love guided the Packers to a late win last week in large part because he only took 1 sack and faced a sub-20 pressure rate. That's almost as low as it gets.
Love over the middle, diving catch for another first down.
And they did that without left tackle David Bakhtiari and left guard Elgin Jenkins, too, tracked their status this week. Love didn't put up a sparkling stat line in week 3. A Lions fan can point to a sub 6 yards per attempt figure, sub 70 rating, just 1 touchdown, 1 pick.
There's Love to the near side, broken up.
Yeah, that time, Love forced the issue. You can't throw that football.
Packers fans counter with, half our starters were missing against a tough Saints defense. Love has some pretty nice digits through 3 weeks, and he came through when it mattered last week, so he can do it again this week.
There's Love looking for Reed. Diving catch. Jaden Reed. A spectacular catch.
Detroit's secondary he faces looked good versus Kansas City's passing attack, not so good versus Seattle, good versus Atlanta. Does that count? Held Desmond Ridder to 5.3 yards per attempt, low 70s rate, no TD passes allowed.
Pressure coming from Detroit and a good pass breakup by the rookie Brian Branch.
What a play by the young nickel cornerback.
4 Packers pass catchers, 1 Pride secondary is dealing with. Could be 5 too if Christian Watson returns from his injury. He's on the week 4 watch list. Love leaned on wide receiver Romeo Doubs most versus Atlanta, 12 targets, caught a touchdown, over 70 yards.
Love finds his man. It's Romeo Doubs.
Detroit cornerback Cam Sutton has moved all over the field, held quarterbacks to a sub-75 rate on the year, so look for him to spend a lot of time on Doubs if Watson isn't available.
Blitz, he's in trouble, gets it away somehow. DK Metcalf has his 3rd catch. Boy.
Another nice important one-on-one in the slot, Green Bay wide receiver Jaden Reed had 60+ yards last week, has a couple TDs under his belt already.
Nice throw by Love. First down and more, Jaden Reed.
He will battle a lot with fellow rookie Detroit cornerback Brian Branch. Knocked down 2 balls last week, 3 tackles for loss, held his end down to a low 70s rating versus Atlanta, 11 tackles. An onions kind of game.
Now a really nice defensive play by Branch coming back.
I love this kid Branch.
Love will use rookie tight end Luke Musgrave, 8 targets last week, 49 yards.
Pass caught for a first down by Musgrave. The chance of Luke from the crowd here at Lambeau.
And Dontavian Wicks, another rookie Green Bay pass catcher, had 45 yards last week. If Jones plays, he's a big passing attack weapon as well. We'll see. He's obviously key to the Packers' rush attack. A.J. Dillon hasn't mustered 3.7 in a game once yet.
And tackled on the play, back near the 17-yard line.
Love was Green Bay's top rusher last week, pass plays that broke down.
Now it's Jordan Love. And Love picks up a first down and more. Let's see where he was marked out of bounds.
Lions could make it tough on Jones even if he plays. They just got done holding Atlanta, who's all about the run game, to 2.2 yards per carry, held Bijan Robinson to 3.3, only 1 11-yard run allowed, and that was it.
Gave it to Robinson on the reverse, and a good job by Jerry Jacob coming over to chop him down after a short gain.
Lions O-face now. Biggest matchup that could swing things surrounds Amon-Ra St. Brown, 100+ yards in back-to-back games, 70+ in all 3. Low-key, the guy, no disrespect to Jared Goff, and maybe aside from their O-line, the most important player on Detroit's offense.
Deep out and a dive St. Brown.
Containing him is big for Green Bay, so who do they have for him? He's a slot guy. Green Bay was without Jair Alexander last week. He does travel at times, but mostly covers the left side. He slides inside plenty on that side, though, so if he's healthy, we could get a nice heavyweight bout at times.
Claypool gets decked and it's incomplete. Jair Alexander with a big hit to force it.
Packers secondary as a whole that Jared Goff faces in Week 3, even without Jair, held Derek Carr and Jameis Winston to just over 200 yards, just 6 yards per attempt, have yet to be dinged through the air in a significant way.
Pass intended for Thomas, broken up by Rasul Douglas.
Lions fans will point to Jared Goff being better than anyone they've faced. Over 240 yards last week, he's a plus 100 rate guy for the year, healthy completion percentage.
Goff on the slant. That is a tight window throw to St. Brown for a first down to the 40 of Atlanta.
Now, Goff did get picked last week, though he's not famous Jameis for that kind of thing.
Cuts it loose, intercepted, Jesse Bates.
Goff was also held to a sub-90 rate. Sure, no sacks taken, but he faced pressure over 45% of his pass attempts.
He's going to deliver on time, knows he's going to take a hit by Grant right there, doesn't even flinch.
So can Green Bay apply similar heat? They come off a game where they bagged Saints QBs 4 times.
Far down. Back at the 16-yard line, Rashawn Gary.
Packers have pressured the QB 40% of dropbacks so far. That's Dolly Parton territory. Kenny Clark had 1 sack last week, has 2 on the year. Rashawn Gary, sack hat trick in Week 3.
Carr wrapped up. Down he goes. It's Rashawn Gary again.
Gary rushes from both edges, so does Preston Smith. So Detroit's tackles are on notice. One, another watch list guy, Detroit left tackle Taylor Decker. He missed last week. And it should be noted, the Lions don't usually allow that much pressure like they did last week. Aside from St. Brown, Green Bay will try and keep rookie tight end Sam Laporta in check. He had over 80 yards last week, his biggest game yet.
Open Laporta! He's got it! And he's got his first NFL touchdown!
Wide receiver Khalif Raymond went for 55 last week. Wide receiver Josh Reynolds, who is key to their attack, didn't do anything last week, played hurt. Lions run game, running back David Montgomery, another dude who didn't play Week 3. He was their lead rusher prior. Rookie Jahmyr Gibbs, though, is a nice fallback. 17 carries, 80 yards, 4.7 a run versus Atlanta. A nice 21-yarder helped make the digits look solid in the end.
And a first down. And Jahmyr Gibbs sets up first and goal for Detroit.
Someone is walking out 3-1 with optimism about 2023, and that's all we crave. This is a good one. Fill the comments with your thoughts. And don't forget you can watch live games, NFL RedZone, NFL Network, and more on mobile on NFL Plus. All right, panel of 10, your turn.